On July 20, 1969, the Apollo 11 spacecraft landed on the lunar surface, making it the only object visited by humans. Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon, spending roughly 2.5 hours on a natural satellite of the Earth. The preparation for travel took several years, and all of the astronaut equipment weighed over 80 kilograms. So, what if you were on the moon and didn't have access to all of your safety equipment and clothing? Is it possible to survive at least 30 seconds on the moon? How many people have visited the moon, by the way? At the end of the video, you will find the correct solution. Assume you're on the moon, stepping on the lunar plains beneath your feet, the sky black with stars above you, but you don't have time to take in the scenery. Unfortunately, there is no air to breathe on the moon. In comparison to the Earth, which has a 10 trillion or 1013 times denser atmosphere, the moon's gas content is considered a vacuum. Despite the density of the moon's atmosphere being comparable to the density of the uppermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere, where the International Space Station is located. However, there is good news: you will not die in such circumstances. This is how long your body must use the remaining oxygen in your blood to keep your brain functioning if you have roughly 15 seconds before fainting from hypoxia. But lack of oxygen isn't our only problem. You may have seen the blobfish meme, which is dubbed the world's saddest species. The truth is that it's the drop in pressure that makes it sad. This fish lives in very deep locations and appears normal there. Because of the significant pressure differential, you risk becoming a blobfish on the moon because there is practically no atmosphere and the pressure is extremely low. On Earth, a column of air with a mass of around 15 to 20 tons crushes the whole surface of an adult's body. However, we are unaware of this because the air pillar pressures evenly from all sides, and secondly, there is air inside our bodies, which has the same internal pressure as the atmosphere. However, because of the low pressure on the moon, nitrogen dissolves in the blood and tissues are released in the form of bubbles into your blood, causing your body to swell like balloons. But you will not burst since your skin's elasticity will protect you from tearing. But don't try to hold your breath. You'll have the same problem as a diver if you rise too quickly to the surface. Your lungs will explode. It's best to exhale, especially in such conditions where the water boils instantly regardless of temperature. The fluid in the exposed portions of dead skin will evaporate as a result. The saliva on your tongue will boil, but the blood will remain fluid because the walls of your vessels will keep it from boiling. The temperature on the moon isn't exactly pleasant. During the day, the surface can reach 127 degrees Celsius, and at night, it can drop to minus 173 degrees Celsius. A day on the moon is the equal of 29 Earth days, with 14.5 Earth days spent in light and the same spent in darkness. Because Apollo 11 prefers to visit the moon in the mornings when the surface isn't too frigid but hasn't had time to warm up too much. Even if you were on the moon at night, you wouldn't instantly freeze since there are 3 modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation.